Hi guys, hope you enjoyed the past two videos. This is the third instalment of Conger Quest. I'm going to be vlogging my fishing sessions and recording my catches in search of a PB conger. I'd firstly like to recap on the second video and show you what happened to my hook. I mentioned that it was going to be highly risky using a 4.0 Aberdeen, but my reasons for using it were that I wanted to possibly bend out of the snaggy ground and also use a smaller hook to catch something for the camera, as it was the first instalment, the first video, so I wanted to get something on the cameras for you guys. The way the session went, I wish I had upped the wire and hook size, but we still got lucky in the end. Is it luck, or is it, no, it's definitely luck. It's not, that is not skill. I may frame that one though. He's a big conger, so I may frame him. Look at that, look. Later tonight, I'm going to adjust my rig and use a slightly larger hook. Get the bent one out of the way. There we go. That is a Sakuma 4.0. It's got a much thicker wire and a slightly larger gape. Also, I'll up the trace line to around £80 mono, but still keep the £70 rig body. With these changes, I've still got a chance of hooking a variety of species, but also landing those elusive conger. Secondly, I'd also like to mention that both the conger were returned swiftly and safely, and unharmed. And while removing the hooks and holding the conger, a great deal of care must be taken not to let your fingers stray too close to its mouth. One of the guys who was there that night wanted a picture next to Mark's conger. We let him take his picture and warned him not to put his hands too near the head. He went down next to it and it wasn't too bad, but he was just getting his hand so close right round underneath the jaw, and yeah, one little munch and his fingers would have been done out. Anyway, he didn't lose any fingers, but if you didn't know, these eels have very, very strong jaw muscles. Masseters, I think they're called. It's like a pit bull's head. They've got the muscles on top of the head and they can squeeze down. Their jaws are very strong. If we do catch another one at any time soon, I'd like to show you how to simply get the hook out as well, because we didn't go through that when we caught the two the other night. Alternatively, if you swallowed the hook really deep, less harm would probably be caused to the conger if we just cut the line as close to the hook as possible. This is when they've swallowed it very deep, because eels can do that sometimes. Anyway, from our view now, we're looking down onto Mayflower Marina. Try and get the door open a bit more. Get this curtain out of the bloody way. Christ. There we go. Which I have a fishing license to fish. So we'll be getting out there and vlogging some sessions at a later date too, where we can use some different rigs and tactics, which I'm really looking forward to. Can't wait. I've had some good fish off of there, so show you guys some of it would be great. And also watching the footage back with my girlfriend, I realised that I'm such a ruddy janner. It is cringy. It's terrible. Nobody likes hearing themselves back in videos and stuff, but I sound like Captain Barbosa or some shit. Not good, not good. Anyway, evening's drawing in. Gonna head back down to Mount Wise. Don't know where we'll plot up yet. It fishes good all the way along, so I've learned. So I'll catch up with you when we get down on the mark, and also if I'm by myself or not. It's gonna be interesting what does happen tonight. This weather is a bit dreary. Rain is meant to be sticking in all night, but the wind is meant to be dying down, so that might make life a little bit easier for us. But guys, I'll catch up when we're down there. Right guys, so I've just got down to the spot after a lot of faffing about, and the rain stopped, which is good, and the wind's died down as well. Of the dockyard wall, that's the very end of it, and King Biddy's lurking in the shadows over there. Yeah, he's holding bottom. I've just cast him out. Any action? No, don't be silly. But yeah, tonight is a different matter completely. The wind is, well, they said the wind's going to be about 12. It's going to be pushing through on a 12. Normally, if it's anything over 15, I don't fish it. But the wind hasn't died down that much. The rain's eased off, but it's just the wind. It's about 10:45 now. Like I say, it's coming in, it's a bit choppy as well. You can hear the chop down there, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Yeah, it's not as choppy down here in the little bay they've got with the boats and stuff. You know, obviously I wouldn't suggest this on a crazy rock mark with no light. Got a railing, so I'm safe from the water. But yeah, not too bad. I think the weather will put everybody off coming out tonight anyway, so we got it to ourselves. Don't mind that. I'll catch up soon, guys. Cheers. Now there is a few obvious hints and tips. So can you really call them hints and tips? I don't know. That's one of them. Freezer bag, because you want to be able to keep the bait as fresh as you can. Conger do like fresh bait. Yeah, just inside, get yourself some freezer blocks, and underneath there, just for the quick session, I've got 3 mackerel. Keeps them nice and close. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. There's something moving down there. No, you can't see it. I don't know, it just hissed. Hope it's a f***ing swan. Certainly a big tide today as well. Sometimes I feel as though on a big tide, the fish, they take ground? They must take ground somewhere over me. Maybe, you know, if the tide's pulling this way, and there's a ledge or a bump, they're behind it. They're behind there. I think my best chance tonight possibly could be at 12, which is low tide. I don't want to spend too long here. I want to get back home for about 1:30, 2, I guess. So, tip number 1 was the fresh bait. Tip number 2 is a nice tidy tackle box. I've got a camera case in there, just a few spools of line that we might need, shock leader tied up, the compartments, some hooks and stuff. We'll go into more that we need. You don't need much. That's so good. So time now is 20 past 11. Low tide is 12 o'clock, so if I rebait at 11:30, it'll give me up until 12 with a nice fresh bait on 20 past 12, and then we'll see where we're at. Probably go home. Tell you what, when you're out in the cold like this, although it is nice, you're by yourself, nice evening and stuff, driving home when you're a bit wet, and then taking your shoes and socks off, oh, lovely, feeling the heat. Especially when you ain't caught shit all. So there we go, guys. Just tied up a nice fresh bait. Got a little bit of flesh showing. This is the bloody end. There we go. So there's going to be a lot of scent in the water. When I've got somebody else here to hold the camera, I can show you how to tie one of these up. Pretty simple, nothing much to it, but things that do help is the right kind of thread. You go in the shop and buy any kind of thread there, but this one's a slightly thicker one, especially when you're dealing with big baits. You want a thicker thread. Light stuff will just break up on you. So there you go, there's another tip. That's something you can look out for. Save you faffing around in the dark, trying to tie it with a thin cotton. So it's now 11:30. So I'm gonna pull this one in, rebait him for 11:30. Shouldn't take too long, and then we'll see where we're at 12. Bang on the low tide. Let's get that bait on. There you go. That's for my girlfriend as well. Those lights over there. Millbrook. That's where she's from. She got her passport and came over. That's how I met her. So I've rebaited and I haven't lost any leads, so I must be on clean ground out there. So my theory is that I've cast a bit shorter, so I might be a bit closer to somebody's home down there. That's the theory anyway. A lot of you guys probably already know this stuff, but it's just for the guys who don't, you know, just little things that can all help. Well, Mr. Crab came out to play and to plague me. That's what he's done to my bloody bait. Not happy. And I had him on all the way up into the surface. Felt a dead weight there, just lifting it up. Must have been a big edible or something, because it was quite heavy. And yeah, not good. So I said earlier there was no crab problem, but Mr. Crab's come on the feed. How about that? We'll get a fresh bait on. I don't know how long I've got left. I'll keep going until I get pushed off the mark anyway, but yeah, not the best session, is it? Speak soon. Well guys, it started raining. It's all good and fun. I've come under the shelter of the dockyard wall just to try and keep me out of the rain a bit, but yeah, not good, is it? I'm gonna give it, well, I've put one more fresh bait out, so I'll give it that one, and then I don't know, I'm probably going home for a nice cup of tea or something. It hasn't been in our favour tonight, lots of rain. Yeah, I don't want to get the camera too wet, so I'll see you in a bit. I just got home, got to talk a bit quiet because the missus is asleep. But yeah, that was a horrific session, wasn't it? So I've got my cup of tea on the go. So that's what I was out in. I've literally just got back. All the wind and the rain. And I'm gonna get this door shut, have my cup of tea, and look forward to the next one. I think the next session will be up on Plymouth Hoe somewhere, and that'll be Wednesday night. Guys, you have a good one. Really sorry I couldn't catch anything for you. The baits weren't even getting touched. I had one crab drop off. That was it. Oh, I'm shutting this door. I'll see you later, guys. You have a good one.